Hey everyone, welcome back.
Glad to be here.
You know, it's funny, we all hit those rough patches in life, right?
Yeah,
Those moments where it feels like you're just constantly facing obstacles.
absolutely.
And in those times, it's hard to find the good.
Yeah.
But get this, we're diving into something today that might just change your whole perspective on tough times. We're
Interesting.
talking about gratitude.
Gratitude.
Yeah, I know it sounds kind of strange, right? Like, be grateful when things are falling apart.
Right. Like, how's that supposed to
Yeah,
work?
like how's that even possible? I was skeptical too, but
Yeah.
we're looking at this excerpt called Gratitude in Tough Times.
Okay.
And it's actually packed with practical strategies. And get this, there's some serious science behind it.
Mm,
It's not just some fluffy feel-good stuff.
right.
So let's dive in. I'm curious, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear, like, practice gratitude?
Honestly, my first thought is usually like keeping a gratitude journal.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic, right?
Yeah. It's like write down what you're thankful for.
Yeah, just like list those good things.
Mm.
Seems simple enough, but does it really, I don't know, does it really work?
Well, what's really interesting is that it's not just about, like forcing yourself to think positive thoughts.
Okay.
Gratitude actually like has a real impact on our brains.
Really?
Yeah, like physically changes our brains. Research shows that when we consistently focus on things we're grateful for, it can actually like rewire our brains over
Wait,
time.
hold on, like rewired. That's a pretty big claim. How's that even possible?
Well, our brains are incredibly adaptable.
Right.
It's called neuroplasticity.
Okay, neuroplasticity.
And when we consistently focus on, like negativity, our brains kind of get wired for that.
Ah, I see. So it's like creating a habit.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like strengthening those neural pathways.
Hmm.
And so when we practice gratitude, we're essentially doing the opposite.
Okay, so instead of negativity, we're strengthening those pathways for positive emotions.
Mm. Exactly. We're making them more dominant, like over time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's not just about like feeling better in the moment, it's actually changing the way our brain functions.
Exactly. It's like building a stronger foundation for positive emotions.
Wow. And the excerpt mentions a specific study.
Okay.
They found that people who practice gratitude regularly showed increased activity in the prefrontal cortex,
Oh, that's interesting.
which, if I remember correctly, that's the part of the brain associated with, like, decision-making and emotional regulation.
Yeah, that's right. It's like the control center for our emotions.
Exactly. So if gratitude can actually physically change our brains, I mean, that's going to have some pretty powerful effects in our lives, right?
Absolutely. And the research definitely supports that.
So what kind of, like, real-world benefits are we talking about here?
Well, studies have linked gratitude to all sorts of benefits, like improved mental and physical health, for example.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess if you're less stressed, you're probably going to be healthier overall.
Right. Exactly. But goes beyond that. It's also linked to stronger relationships.
Hmm. So gratitude can make you a better friend or partner.
It can certainly help because when you're feeling grateful, you're more likely to appreciate the people around you.
Yeah, you're more focused on the good stuff.
Exactly. And then there's this whole other thing. It's like gratitude makes you more resilient.
Resilient. So, like, you're better equipped to handle stress and challenges when they come up.
Exactly. It's like you're not as easily thrown off by setbacks because you have this foundation of gratitude to fall back on.
I like that. A foundation of gratitude. That's a really powerful image.
It is, right. It's like you're building up this inner strength that helps you through tough times.
The excerpt also talks about this idea of, like, reframing challenges.
Reframing challenges.
Yeah, like looking at them as opportunities for growth. But honestly, sometimes that feels like a bit of a stretch?
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, what about when you're dealing with a serious loss or like a major setback? Can gratitude really help then?
I think it's important to acknowledge that it's not about like dismissing the difficulty of the situation.
Okay.
It's not about pretending that everything is perfect.
Right.
It's more about recognizing that even in the midst of hardship, there can still be moments of learning, growth, and maybe even some unexpected positives.
So it's about shifting your perspective, even just a little bit.
Exactly. And it's not always easy, but it can make a huge difference.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, there's that story in the excerpt about the person who lost their job.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
And instead of, just falling apart, they used it as an opportunity to finally launch that business they'd always dreamed of.
Yeah, they turned that setback into a completely new chapter.
It's a pretty inspiring example of how, like, even in the face of something really tough, shifting your perspective can make a world of difference.
Absolutely. And that's what gratitude can do. It can help us find those moments of hope and appreciation, even when things are really difficult.
It's like it doesn't erase the hard stuff, but it gives you a way to navigate it with more resilience.
Exactly.
So for our listeners out there who are, going through a tough time right now, what's one practical thing they can take away from all this?
You know, I challenge them to think about this. What's one small thing you can be grateful for today?
Okay.
Even if you're facing a difficult situation.
Like it doesn't have to be some huge life-changing thing.
Exactly. It could be something as simple as, the support of a loved one.
Yeah, a warm cup of coffee.
Or even just the fact that you woke up this morning.
It's about finding those little glimmers of good.
Exactly. Focus on that. Let yourself really feel the gratitude and see what happens.
Such a simple but powerful idea. And you know what? You might even start rewiring your brain for the better.
Who knows, right?
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
It was great being here.
Remember, even small acts of gratitude can make a world of difference.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.